Hello and welcome to another episode of A Ghost in the Magazine. I'm Steph.
And I'm Elle.
Um, we're not covering a movie today. Uh, nope, we're doing Supernatural season one, episode one, but also kind of.
Just bullshitting kind of. This episode, well, this series was one of the things that originally brought Steph and I together.
It's true. I believe the conversation, uh, it started with Supernatural and then it ended up talking about Jared Padalecki getting arrested in his own fucking car, which is where do they do that at?
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where he lives. I don't know his life. I just know that one episode of Supernatural where they broke the fourth wall, and the angel chased them through a window, and then they ended up on the set of Supernatural as their people characters, not knowing what was happening. Such a good episode.
Yeah, this was an okay episode. I would say this pilot.
Yeah, but I mean, the pilot got picked up.
It
So, like,
did. It sure did.
I think maybe at the time, because this show is 15 seasons deep. I currently am on season 12, episode 12. I don't know. I don't know what is that an angel number? Whatever it is, that's where I am. Um,
I've watched through once, but it was a while ago.
you got all the way to the end.
Hmm.
I haven't done that yet because they stress me out because they're always dying and coming back to life, or
Yep.
something like ridiculous is happening that gives me anxiety. And so I just started over again. I don't think I had gotten past season 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, before
There's
it's
a
time.
lot. Like, they kind of switch gears a lot, and I think that the show was over a couple of times, and they just kept going, which that's a creative choice, and there were some good memes out of the last season, so
I'm avoiding them because I don't know. I don't know. I'll wait until I get there. I'm a patient bitch, so I don't want it to get spoiled for me. However,
yeah.
you've told me a bunch of stuff, and I
Well,
don't
I don't
know.
think you could be on Twitter without seeing the Dean and Castiel stuff, whatever
Oh,
they call that.
Destiel?
SDL, there we go. Yeah.
Mean, I don't know. I have that pouch that has the Destiel fan art on it, and I got that a long time ago at a convention. So like,
Do you know
well,
the
that is
term like super hell for being gay?
no. You just clicked into my brain that I thought I saw that became canon. They gave the people what they wanted, but like,
Mm-mm.
no.
Not exactly. I mean,
Never mind.
Castiel did go to super hell for kind of admitting his
Stop,
feelings.
stop. Don't tell me. Don't tell me anymore. I am so tired. This show, you know, the inciting incident here in the supernatural universe is Mary Winchester dying when she should have fucking stayed dead. Respectfully, I'm not shitting on people's dead moms, but like, stop. Like, she was the original dead. Let her be dead. Like, don't do that. That's crazy. They could have gone a million different ways and they chose that way. I'm disappointed. Um, but she was killed. She was pinned all crazy to the ceiling when Sam was a baby and it caught fire. And I think that this storyline, like finding out why that happened and like the other psychic kids, I feel like that's like one of the best storylines. It may not start off strong, but they really had a direction there and it was just going. It was going like all the way up to Ruby. Fuck Ruby. Like fuck her.
I forgot how Nintendo 64 the graphics were.
Yeah, that wasn't good, but I forgive them. I
I know,
do.
I have to like readjust myself because I went so hard on the Mayfair witches for having like shitty, but I mean this was like 2005.
Yeah,
So
it's old. There's no excuse in 2023, the year of
mm-mm.
our Lord Nicolas Cage. There's no reason.
And I honestly would still go for this over the Mayfair series.
Mayfair. I feel like I'm gonna have to watch it. I finished with The Witching Hour. I feel like I have to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see the differences, to see if I guess Rowan is less insufferable, more insufferable. Enjoy a world with no Michael Curry. I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah. I want you to watch it just so we can talk about it, even if it's just you and me talking. But I mean, we could always add a supplemental like mini episode like we did with hashtag not my listat.
A half episode. What if I love it? What if I'm like, bro,
Well,
this
then
is
that's good. That would be great because then you could tell me why I'm stupid and I would
that's
probably
not
agree
gonna
with
happen.
you.
That's not gonna happen. It's a it's a differing of opinions. It does happen on this podcast. Like,
Mhm.
oh god, there's something in my
I
eye.
just I just edited Legion. Of course it happened.
What is it?
Legion. I just edited that episode.
Oh, I love Legion.
I know you do, and it reminds me of this series as well.
Love it. I love it. And
It's
then
like I think you would really like Metal Angel.
I don't know, dude. Every time you say Metal Angel, my soul leaves my body. Like it takes all my energy with it, and I'm like, please help me.
How do you think
Help.
I felt when I saw that? I was at a show before a show and I was walking around Seattle, or not Seattle, Portland. This was like I was like 22 and I found this book just sitting there and I'm like, fuck
You.
yeah.
You've had this book that long?
I had it and then when I moved to Ohio, I like got rid of it because I had to get rid of all my books or like most of my books. And then when I came back, I paid like $30 to get another copy of it because it's out of print and hard to find. Because it's so funny. There is nothing this funny. It is definitely written by like some weird evangelical lady that is super repressed too, which makes it even more funny.
I'm literally so exhausted. Well, I mean, like maybe we don't even have to because we'll get to when we do Anne Rice or when we finish Anne Girls, we'll get to Angel Time,
We
and I've
could.
only read half of that book before I stopped.
Is it an Anne Rice book?
Yeah, it's a newer one.
Oh, it is. You're right. Okay, I haven't heard of this one.
I never finished that.
2009.
I never finished Violin. I
Songs
didn't
of the
finish,
Seraphim #1, so there's more of them?
I didn't know that. It's not necessarily even bad. It's just not like
Oh, there's two. Sorry.
in my ADHD and being wildly unmedicated, you have to grab me. You got to snatch me by the neck, or I'm not doing it. Or be my best friend and peer pressure me into reading it. Otherwise, it's not
Doing
happening.
terrible things.
It's just not gonna fucking happen. Like I tried reading a book with my sister, and it was like I don't know, it was on the New York Times bestseller. She
Mm.
did work trying to find a book we could read together. It was like, oh, it was like a ghost story book. She's like, oh, best of book. No, I did not finish that shit. I hated it. I hated it. She finished it. Good for you. But anyways, I'm gonna finish Supernatural.
You're gonna finish it, and we'll cover more Supernatural. In fact, Noblivion is coming up. Our November programming is gonna be focused on our boy, Ted Raimi, and he was in a Supernatural episode that we will cover
It sure was.
because they did him dirty.
They sure did. When they show, you know, quote unquote young John and Mary Winchester,
Mm-hmm.
spoiler alert, they're not young. Um, but I feel like Jeffrey Dean Morgan with no facial hair is like he really looks like the older version of the guy they get to play the younger version of him. And it's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think about that TikTok that I posted, putting the daddy and Daddy Winchester and like one of the pictures of young him looks just like Jensen and it's crazy pants.
Mary at the beginning looking the same as Mary, like when we see her again, makes sense just because she's kind of like blinked back into existence. And
Yeah.
so they don't really have to account for her aging at all.
Yeah. You don't age in heaven
Mm-hmm.
when you're living with your ghost children. You don't. I'm sorry. I think it's so stupid. It's so silly. It's so silly. And when she went off to find herself, I was like, oh good, they're not gonna keep her. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna send her back. Oh, Billy the Reaper is gonna take her back to heaven where she belongs. No, no? All right. Okay.
Yeah, those seasons were like not my favorite, and I think I almost quit the series in there a few times, like the ones where Mary was back and they were working with Ketch and like the British men of letters and
Oh,
that shit. I just didn't. It wasn't for me. I think
no.
that the shit with Jack and like the apocalyptic shit was more interesting. Still not my favorite season of the series, but
Jack? I'm sorry. Who's Jack?
Lucifer's son.
I'm just so sick of Lucifer at this point. Put him back
He
in the cage. Put him back in the cage. I'm so sick of him.
he looks a little bit like the lead singer of the band that we also both liked when we started and that we neither of us listened to, because the lead singer is a creepazoid, but I'm
He
just
looks like
saying he looks like
Killian.
Killian. Yes, he looks like Killian.
I just realized I haven't gotten there. This girl's still pregnant where I'm at.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
you were I thought
No.
Mary came back after.
Nope.
Well, all right.
No, because nope.
I'm confused then.
It's like conjunct. It's like right at the same time this is happening
Mm.
because when all of a sudden Lucifer is inside the president of the United States meat suit, which don't even get me fucking started. Oh, this is a spoiler full episode.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This is
Supernatural fucking finished airing like two
I
years
know, I know,
ago,
I know,
three
I know,
years ago.
I
I don't
know.
fucking care.
Because when Lucifer possessed the president, who is a super devout Christian, and started making these off the wall changes, got this lady pregnant, they quote unquote tried to assassinate the president and ended up
Mm-hmm.
in jail. And Mary was pissed at Castiel because he saved the girl and didn't save the boys. The boys are always in trouble. And you know what? This first episode is literally forever foreshadowing. Okay. Dean gets arrested in the first episode. Okay. And sure, he got himself out with a paperclip. Come on. So believable.
Well, it's just like them getting like you try to assassinate a president, you're not getting out of jail. Like you're not. There's no getting out of jail.
No, no, the Secret Service agents were like just Joe Schmoes. Like, and no, you can't. Like wherever they were imprisoned, that's not where they would be imprisoned. It would be
Mm-mm.
top the line. I know. Okay, I know that they used. We're spiraling.
It's okay. This is a conversational episode. This is not stuck on the pilot. This is vaguely supernatural. That's what we'll call this episode.
I don't know, but I do know that speaking of Legion, I think Supernatural set the tone for a lot of other things. And I
Yeah.
think it's important. I think it's an important show. Um, because there's not all that many. What do I want to say here? There are I feel like the supernatural shows, not supernatural, but just in general, they run a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they run a lot, like Charmed ran for a long time, X Files ran for a long time. I think it's important. We always need one. So like, what's the next one gonna be? Because
The Mayfair Witches.
no,
You set that up.
I wasn't even thinking about it. Like,
I
what's
mean,
next?
if we're looking at those, Interview with the Vampires, obviously the superior series of the two, but I don't know. Mayfair Witches is always going to be the funnier answer.
There's nothing to it.
Nor am I. What we get is like the origin story of them and like their dad's missing, which that's a common theme in this episode. And then the episode twists by having the same thing happen to Sam, which of course they're going to need something to push him into it because Sam ain't going to like
No,
leave
he's gonna
his
be a
life.
lawyer. He might even be a doctor sailor. You know what I mean? Like, what would he? Why would he give that up? He's got a hot girlfriend who was also in Legion. Hello? Like, honestly, for why? Because they have a broken fucking family. The dad was shitty and left them alone all the time. Like, Sam was raised by Dean. They're not even proud that he's in college, which they should be, because what are they doing? Dean's 26, finally gets to go on jobs by himself. I don't know, dude. Have you seen the Percy Jackson movies?
Mm-mm.
Okay, this won't make any sense then, but like Sam's one friend, the black guy, is literally just like he's giving the same energy as the black friend in Percy Jackson. He's a satyr, that's the goat guy, right?
Yeah, it's like a satyr's a goat guy, yeah.
Satyr, but like they have the same energy.
There's Sam and Dean right there.
Um, which one of them has the horns?
He's
Well,
the bigger one, it seems like, and isn't because
Sam.
yeah, Sam's the vessel for Lucifer and Dean's the vessel for Michael, right?
Yeah.
That's the lore, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I don't know, it's a cool show.
Yeah, it's a good show. Lucifer's not a likable character, but I mean, why would he be? He's Lucifer.
No, he's not even handsome.
To be fair, I like Crowley, who is
I
like
love Crowley, the king of
he's
hell.
yeah, he's one of my favorite characters, and my other favorite character is Gabriel. So those are my two favorite characters on this series.
Gabriel the Archangel who masquerades as a
Trickster.
Dean's my only favorite.
You don't have any other favorites?
Um, no, I have characters I tolerate. Like I can't name any. I don't dislike everybody. It's just that I mean I love Crowley. I just can't say that he's like my favorite. I think Dean's my only favorite. If that makes me shallow, so be it. I'm
Why
awaiting.
does it make you shallow?
I don't know. I don't know. I just have like a I'm old. I have like a low tolerance. I don't know. I could easily name who my favorites are in True Blood,
Okay. I've
but
never
that's
watched that.
half. It's only 7 seasons. That's
Oh
half
yeah.
the time frame. You know what I mean? You're giving me too much to work with, and then I choose nothing.
Yeah. Or maybe they just get on your nerves after a while. Like I will admit, like when you're like Sam's a whiny little baby man, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, he is.
He cries all the time. Sam cries all the time, and in his big clunky body, it's uncomfortable. Stop it. Keep some tissues in your pocket, my guy. Like we don't have to cry so much. Dean's really moody, but like at least he's not crying.
Yeah. I was like reading the Wikipedia article for the pilot, which I thought it was odd that this pilot got its own Wikipedia article, but they were saying that the executive producer saw the two brothers as Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. Jensen Ackles almost got cast for both pretty much. They ended up choosing him for Dean because he was more smart alecky, so he fit better in that.
Jensen got cast for both brothers. They're
Yeah,
like, oh,
well,
you could
pretty
be
much
either.
they were saying that he could be either. Yeah,
I can't see him playing Sam.
I can't either now. Yeah.
There's no way. He doesn't have enough hair. Can you imagine him growing his hair out and the little
Can you
lip
imagine?
redo?
Like he's kind of a hairline king a little bit. Like we wouldn't be able to tell the seasons without Jared Padalecki's forehead. So
We wouldn't look. It's very covered up now. You can't even tell what's going on under there. You think it's a normal situation, and then boom,
hmm
Luke.
that's how you can tell which season you're in. It's like how much of his forehead's showing, which I love that.
And the fandom is still wildly active. Anytime we post a TikTok about Supernatural, like they're there.
That's kind of our ploy here, I believe, is
But also, like, we love this show.
yeah.
This is my favorite show.
Yeah.
It's, it's not my comfort show because obviously it stresses me out so bad I have to start from the beginning. But it's my favorite show. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel so emotional about them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? One of them dies, even though I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to escape death. I'm fucking crying. Like, he loves his brother. Like,
I think the characters like constantly coming back and forth is like it's not fun as on the viewer side though, because
Oh,
especially when your fave finally dies, like when Gabriel
Bobby.
finally
Oh,
died for me.
Bobby's my favorite. Actually, Bobby and Jody.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that they were Endgame.
Yeah. Bobby reminds me, he's Idjit. He
Yeah.
reminds me of my grandpa. That's what I'm like.
He's crotchety, but like I love that about him. And he always shut up. And like I think the most emotional parts are like, when they're all collectively acknowledging that he's been a better father to them than John.
Yeah.
John was off making another baby with someone else and chasing ghosts. Fucking Adam. Oh, and that boy who plays Adam is in Percy Jackson. I'm just connecting all the dots here.
I don't know that there is a whole lot to say about that. The story inside it of the like ghost
Ladies
that's
in
like
White.
killing. Yeah.
It's like standard, like they set the standard for ghost shit. Like they
Hmm.
even bring up VP and whatever, and then I mean they just kind of set everything up. They set up the fact that they got a bunch of fake badges, they run credit card fraud. Like it answers a lot of questions right away.
Yeah. It also sets up the dynamic that I was talking about, which is why you're more of a Dean girl and I'm more of a Sam girl. And because the resolution, Dean tries to shoot the ghost in the face with salt pellets to get rid of it. And Sam thinks she's afraid to go into the house, hits the accelerator, puts her in the house, and lets the ghost kids take care of it. Um, Again, it's like brains and brawn. So it's like somebody trying to solve a mystery versus somebody just trying to blow the mystery up. And I think that you're more of an action movie type of person, I noticed.
I love action movies. Like as a kid, I remember specifically there was like a romance movie in the movie theater, and then the Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck, and I went with my dad to see Sum of All Fears as opposed
Mm,
to the romance. I like when shit happens. I like, the tough guy shit. I'm like, yeah, punch that ghost in the dick. Like, rah. I just like it to go. I like the movement.
yeah, I understand. I like good story, good lore that gets like carefully unwoven over time, and that's kind of my thing. So I feel like these two, which is probably why this is like our show that we like so much, these two kind of play into either things. But I do agree that Sam is a piss baby, and I don't like that. The characterization is not so great.
As long as we're all on the same page, which I think is interesting because when you get to the introduction of Chuck and the Supernatural
Oh God.
series and Becky, I don't know. It's weird to me that Becky would go for Sam over D.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
You know what I mean? Because like, what? You want him to use your shirt as a hanky? Respectfully, you want to tuck baby into bed and roll over? I don't know.
right. Yeah. The other thing is, if we're talking about characters that are insufferable, Chuck's right there on the top of that list, as far as I'm concerned. Which makes sense that he's God. Okay, so there you go.
I don't know. That just pissed me off. That just pissed me off. Fuck Chuck. I don't know. I don't know. Chuck.
Chuck's awful.
That's the worst. It really stressed me out that episode where Becky does the magic to make Sam like marry her and fall in love with her. Because you read all the supernatural books, like you would think that she's the ultimate fan. You think that she would be able to smell a demon deal. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Desperado.
I mean, maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she wants him that much, but ew. She's read all the books. You think that she would know better?
You would think. You would think. Moral of the story, kids, don't be Becky.
Don't be Becky. There's only so much you can say about a pretty cut and dry,
Pilot.
story. Yeah, the pilot is pretty much, and everyone has, commented on the pilot at this point. Again, it's been out since 2006, so
Yeah, but now throw us on top of the pile.
yep.
Why not? Okay. Well, you can find this podcast on the interwebs at ghostinthemagazine.site or on Twitter at GITM Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at WitchXPudding.
And you can find me at Nocturnical.
Okay, bye.